Welcome, friends, followers, and fellow book lovers. I'm excited to bring to you this new episode where I share with you three books that I've recently read. And this is the Wax and Wayne series in the Mistborn world by Brandon Sanderson. And I haven't covered Mistborn. So Brandon Sanderson is a real popular fantasy author. He just did a massive Kickstarter last year, broke the Kickstarter record, 42 million in sales, totally beat out the next one. And my brothers really have gotten me into reading his books in what is called the Cosmere, which is his one cosmos or one universe inside of his collected works. So Wax and Wayne is a follow-on series on a planet called Scadrial, if I remember correctly. And some of the individuals on the planet have the ability to what's called burn metals, and it's their form of magic, and they have different abilities. I'm not going to get into that. So why did I read this book series? One, it's a 3-book series, and Brandon Sanderson published a 4th book in it that my brother said you really need to read because it's got a lot of stuff that gets explained for his universe. Number 2, which I already mentioned, is that my brothers are already reading, have read this series. And the 3rd one is the magic system in Brandon Sanderson's books is excellent. I kid you not. Phenomenal detail. If you haven't, okay, so if you haven't ever heard of Brandon Sanderson, but you don't want to commit to getting into a whole, like starting the first book in a series, then I would recommend you go for Warbreaker, Elantris, or The Emperor's Soul. One of those 3 books. They're in the Cosmere, but they're right now currently standalone books. And probably The Emperor's Soul is one of my favorites. And it's just dang good. So 3 leadership principles. First one, Wax steps into his inherited title. And you might think that that's not a big deal, except that Wax had disavowed his family and his fortune and gone out into what we would consider the Wild West and became a lawman. Number 2, Marcy doesn't allow herself to become a political pawn. Marcy is the sister of Wax's soon-to-be wife, and she also gets involved with the shenanigans that go on with Wax and Wayne. And she's a fantastic young lady, and she is able to keep herself out of the politics that go on and still work to do her police work without getting involved with some of that. And then number 3, Wayne fights for those he loves. And hey, it's a fantasy novel. Come on. I could have really dug deeper into it, but I really just want to do something fun because I do a lot of serious leadership books and biographies and things. So look, this is a series written kind of for teens, and Wayne is a character who is really laid back. He doesn't really, I mean, he will fight, but he's the kind of guy who this kind of weird guy, does his own thing. But Wayne is a fantastic character, and he, in this one scene in this last book, really like just kicks it in high gear and does some phenomenal work. You're probably thinking like, well, what's the name of the books, Will? So the first one is The Alloy of Law. The second one is Shadows of Self, and the third one is The Bands of Mourning. But if you're not familiar with these and you aren't afraid to jump into a set of books, Mistborn is now a 4-book series. And I couldn't tell you the first 3 right now. My brother would be ashamed of me. So would my son. Yeah. Great series, fantastic. Here's the thing. You can find leadership. You can find good and bad examples in all sorts of stories. Think of Aesop's fables. How much wisdom was taught in that? Hans Christian Andersen. How much wisdom was taught in those stories? So, my friends, thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and share. If you are looking for someone to help you transition, you're feeling stuck in your career, and you're looking to either a promotion or to find a new job, I can help you level up your leadership and people skills and help you get out of that stuck spot. I know, because I had help doing it myself. You guys can connect to me at turningleafs.com. That's LEAFS.com. And right in the middle of the page, there's a link for a free consultation. Let's connect. Love to help you out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys go out and make it a great day. I hope you go out and make it a great 2023. And I'll talk to you later.